Alright, let's see here. It's got two beasts. They're both balance. Same speed. So the aspects. Let's see here. How about let's bring in Arthas. Okay, so he's starting with the Thornclaw Broodling. Um, let's see, what's he probably got? We might have strong damage versus me. Let's go for Zoomies. Oh, he sure does. Um, well, let's see. Now I got 390 speed for the rest of the game, so that's good. I think I'll go ahead and send the Haunt. Maybe we can get a Drain Blood. Oh, we sure did. That's good. So I could swap him out, or I could just bring in the Alchemical Runoff. Let's bring in the Alchemical Runoff. And, let's see here. Go ahead and go for Corrosion. Let's see here. Well, even if I go underneath, he's still going to hit me. I'm full HP, so I don't want to go for Consume Corpse. Maybe I bring in Drafty. Um... Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to pass because I would rather eat the burrow on this guy since he is the one with Consume Corpse. Kind of felt bad there, but I think it was the right call. Okay, we got Dragon. He's probably running Sunlight, Solar Beam. Let's see here. Hmm. Well. Okay, let's bring in Drafty. I don't want to let him proc his Dragon Racial and then go for Sunlight. He's probably going to go for Solar Beam, and he has a Dragon Racial, so that will kill me. Maybe I swap him. Yeah, that seems like the move. Weak damage, but that means I don't get one shot with Solar Beam. And then let's go for Autumn Breeze. It'll benefit from that sunny day, so it's kind of a big heal. It's like almost 700 healing. Let's see here. I think I want to stay in because Drafty's really bad versus dragons. So let's just fight this Sunglow Cobra. It's nice that he's a balance. If it was the SS, he'd be faster than me, so let's keep on attacking. He does have a 25% miss chance right now. Oh, totally paid off. Then I probably have a Solar Beam coming my way. Is there anybody else I could eat it on? I think Drafty's probably the best option because he is really bad versus the dragon. My whole team is really low HP, actually. Oh, he has a Counter-Strike. Oh, that's nice. Let me see. I don't really want to swap him because it's going to let him get another sunlight out. Maybe that's okay. Um, I think it is okay because I can Autumn Breeze and maybe some of them will miss. And my heal goes off first, so I think I'll survive the sunlight on all three of my pets. Especially because he didn't go for... I'm not sure why I didn't go for the basic attack to proc his Dragon Racial, because that sunlight would have hit for way more damage with the Dragon Racial. Let's just stay in. If he goes for a Solar Beam, I definitely would rather eat that on Drafty. He totally did. He totally went for it and missed. Alright, that should be a wrap. But let's just play it safe, bring in Arthas, and give our Chemical Runoff a little corpse to snack on. I think he has Solar Beam back, or I think he's done recovering now, so I definitely want to go for the heal first. I could have went for Glop maybe, but yeah, I think the heal's the smart play. Look at that, 875. That is big healing. And then, let's just spam corrosion to kill them. And then Glop, even on a low roll, will kill that Sunglow Cobra. This actually probably would have been a really tough team to beat if he just had the SS, because both of mine are, or both of my fast pets are 333. So he would have been faster than both of these. This team's a little bit, I'm not too sure about it. I didn't realize that I had two 333 speed pets until I'd already made it. So I kind of like this combo of Arphis with the alchemical runoff for the Haunt Consume Corpse gimmick, but I don't know. Drafty feels like he fits into the team because he gives me coverage to aquatics, but I feel like I could maybe come up with a better third. Just because I do not like running two of the same speed. It feels bad. I'll come back to that team. I mean, it's 3-1 so far, but that wasn't exactly the greatest representation of... Yeah, his team was even worse put together. I'm not sure how to put it, what I'm trying to say, but I think you understand. Basically, his team was worse than mine. He has two balance beasts that are 292 speed. I don't think you put a lot of thought into making that team. It feels like kind of random pets. Anyways, in case I get a rematch versus him, let me try. He has sunlight, so I can take advantage of that if I play the Shin Chomper. I played the TMD. That did okay. This team has not done that well. So let's see if we can get it a win. I could probably beat that last team. I think probably the best third is by far going to be that Crimson Mechasaur, but I don't have him yet. Florendo might actually do pretty good because all three of his pets are going to be slower than him once Primal Cries out. Because I should probably put a note so I don't forget, but Florendo will outspeed pets that are 302 or slower. Okay, so we got this team again. I don't know if this team's going to be able to beat it. I would be very surprised if it does, but I'll just give it a shot. I do think I have a couple teams in mind that can beat it if I'm seeing this team a lot more. So let's go for Immolation, for sure. The Imp is good versus the MPD, but the Fiendish Imp is definitely superior. Now, if I go for Portal, does Poison Protocol still apply the dot? I think it does. Let's just do Portal for science. I mean, there's a chance he went for... Yep, see, isn't that broken? I had immunity and it still applies the dot. It seems unfair. And it brings in my Shin Chomper. What? Damn it. How did that happen? Did he, like, crit my Florendo or something? Florendo should have been... Yeah, I have to manually swap. That sucks so much. I should have just manually swapped. I wasted my portal. Think here. Let's go for... Rip. I'm so confused. How was my Florendo lower health than my Shin Chomper? Did he crit me with Poison Protocol? That is so unlucky if he did. Oh, I get it. I don't think he crit me, but I'm a mechanical, so I take strong damage from the dot. Yeah, that was just a misplay to go for Portal, but I mean, obviously it was in hindsight. I didn't know if Poison Protocol would... I didn't know if Poison Protocol would still apply through Portal. I thought it would, but I wanted to test it for science. Yeah, this is a loss, but at least we learned something. We learned that Poison Protocol is even more broken than anybody ever suspected. Maybe I'm underestimating this team. We still have Aura of Gonk. And I have Immolation to break that decoy. That's good. So, let's go for Black Claw. I'm going to get a lot of healing. Like, a lot of healing with Aura of Gonk now because I have Immolation and the Bleed. Well, my Immolation is gone, sadly, but... let's just go for Rips. I have a Beast Racial now. Well, I lose my Beast Racial because of the heal, but... I think he still dies. Oh, he doesn't die. Dang it. Well, okay. Let's see here. I have an idea. Let's bring in the Imp. He'll get a little bit of healing now from this bleed. And then both of these pets are faster than the idol. I could go for a burn, which will heal me for 193. Yeah, Sandstorm's still going to kill me. Let's just go for... Let's go for Portal to dodge that Sandstorm. Because I don't think the Aura of Gonk healing was going to out-heal the Sandstorm. We'll go for 167. I guess we'll go for Rip. Okay. He's buying himself a turn back on Sandstorm, but he's also buying me a turn back on Aura of Gonk. You know what? This doesn't look like a guaranteed loss anymore. If I don't miss, he does weak damage with crushes. I could very potentially see myself actually being able to beat this idol with Aura of Gonk. So we're going to out-heal that Sandstorm now. And then if I can land this Black Claw... Damn! This combo is insane! Oh, Michael Leo was right. This totally takes out Sandstorm pets. I did not expect to beat him with this team. Damn, I can't wait to try this combo with the Mechasaur, because I think the Florendo one is probably, like, by far, like, the worst of, like, the options that I could run that have, like, Razor Talons. Damn. That team actually just beat... Wow. Okay, so if I get a rematch versus that guy, I was thinking the Nightshade is a really good option. So I think the team that I settled on was the Deathwatch Hatchling, Nightshade Sproutling, MPD. I could maybe beat him with the Violent Poultry, but I definitely think the MPD is a better option. It's a mirror match between MPDs, but these two pets are actually pretty good versus the MPD. I think this is a good option, so I'm going to try this team out. I could obviously probably also beat him with like a Bone Serpent, Alpine Foxling, and Nightshade Sproutling. So if this team doesn't win, I'll probably try this team, because I think it's a little bit more of a direct hard counter. And I have... It's mostly just because I have the Bone Serpent is like a double counter to MPDs. Bone Barrage will break Decoy. And then take weak damage, of course, from the basic attack. But yeah, I have a good feeling about this team. I want to test it out and see how it does. So Let's start with the Nightshade Sproutling. A lot of mind games here. I want to blind the poison, the poison protocol, ideally. If I don't, it might not be the end of the world, but it's definitely what I want to go for. So he'll probably go for toxic fumes first, which means I can get a lash into him, and then just take the toxic fumes to the face, and then ideally I blind the poison protocol here. Unlike Portal, blind does actually counter poison protocol, so that's great. Now, I want to use Call Darkness early so it comes off cooldown faster, but I also kind of want it to be able to change the weather. I think what I'm going to do here is just... I don't know. I'm just going to go for the Call Darkness. Guarantee the kill. He's below his magic racial. And then he's going to use Sandstorm. So I got to decide who to eat that on. It's not going to be the Nightshade Sproutling, that's for damn sure. Maybe the MPD's the best bet. I don't really want to eat that Sandstorm. Oh, what? That was greedy. Now I might be able to block the Sandstorm. That kind of... Okay, well, he didn't fall for it. Well, maybe I bring in the Nightshade Sproutling here. Now I'm going to go for Thunderbolt, for sure. I'll just eat the Sandstorm on my MPD. I don't want the MPD versus his, so... This is fine with me. And then I'm going to probably bring in my Nightshade to change that weather on him. Deflection kind of messes with the Nightshade Sproutling because if he deflections now, that completely blocks my blinding poison. And then if he deflections later, that still kind of counters the blind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to expect he'll go for the deflection because that seems like the obvious choice. And now what that does accomplish is I get a guaranteed Call Darkness on him. So I don't have Decoy, which means I have to bring in the Deathwatch Hatchling. He doesn't have Deflection, so I can stun him. This is not going as well as I thought it would. But part of it was... he was pretty smart to not use that Sandstorm when he did. But it also paid off because he got a big crit with a Crush when he did that. I still think the Deathwatch Hatchling will have no problem taking out the MPD, but I was really stressed out about missing, say, a Clobber into Darkness. That would have easily lost me the game. And I still don't think I'm completely out of the water. I mean, if he takes out my Deathwatch Hatchling, which I don't think he will, but if he did, then there's a lot of RNG with the mirror matchup of MPDs. I should be fine, and this is what I was talking about in the last video, is I don't have a decoy breaker, but while I'm chipping away at that decoy with leaps, my bleed is ticking away, and once I have a beast racial, it actually starts to hit pretty hard, and then once that decoy's gone, I have a nice stun available for him. I'm wondering, do I go for the stun first? I think what I want to do here is go for a leap, let him hit me, and that gives me my beast racial. So that my leap will do 323 instead of 258. So we got the win, but that easily could have been a loss if I missed like anything under my own darkness. I'm wondering if I misplayed that by bringing in my Nightshade Sproutling when I did, because Nightshade Sproutling's really good versus Anomalous and really good versus the MPD. And not that fantastic versus the idol because of deflection, as y'all saw. So maybe what I should have done, maybe it would have been better if I really wanted to change that sandstorm, but maybe I just had to deal with it. The other thing I think I maybe could have done, so in the opener, I think I should have just pressed Call Darkness ASAP so that I have it off cooldown faster. Maybe I should have stayed in on the MPD versus the idol and just sacrificed him for a free swap into the Nightshade Sproutling. Yeah, that seems like that would have helped me out, because I do think this is a good pick versus him. Obviously, the Deathwatch Hatchling isn't really, like, you don't see him a lot, so maybe I could pick a third with these two that would do better versus that team. But the Deathwatch Hatchling did fantastic versus that MPD. It was just I was at the mercy of RNG. It was my own weather, but if it wasn't my weather, it would have been his. He has Sandstorm, so. Good job, Deathwatch Hatchling. You totally carried there versus that MPD. And he took out the idol, too. It wasn't like a perfect counter. I think if I really wanted to, like, hard counter him, maybe like this team, or like I said, this team would probably do a little bit better. It's hard to say, though. The Alpine Foxling's really, really bad versus idols. Maybe... I do think the Nightshade Sproutling's a good pick. Maybe I'll try this team, because this team has an actual decoy breaker and 2 weather changers. And then the Snapdragon is taking weak damage from Poison Protocol. I don't think that's... I mean, in that case, it literally didn't matter because I blinded the Poison Protocol. But if, say, he's smart and he realizes I'm going to, try to use blind on the second round to block the Poison Protocol, he could either go for... What I would have probably done if I was him is probably just send the Poison Protocol in the first round, and then if I blind it, probably just swap to the idol and then save your MPD for later, because I had a little bit of AoE on that team. I want to try this team versus him, but that's 3 games, so I'm gonna call it for the video, and then I'll queue some more teams later on, in case I queue into that, because I do think the Nightshade Sproutling's a really good pick versus him, but maybe I can come up with something better. If y'all can think of a pet that can deal with decoy, sandstorm, and anomalous better than the Nightshade Sproutling, let me know. I mean, he doesn't deal with decoy, so that's one thing he can't do, but he is good versus the MPD since he has strong damage versus mechanicals. I think this is a decent option, but I can probably come up with something a little better. Clearly, I didn't need a decoy breaker, so I think the most important thing is be able to deal with anomalous and sandstorm, which all 3 of these pets can deal with anomalous very well, especially the Nightshade and Mr. Delver. And then Snapdragon can at least have a chance versus idols because, yeah, Sandstorm one-shots me, but I have Dive, and then if his Sandstorm's on cooldown, I can change that weather, and then there's clearly better pets out there for dealing with idols, but most aquatics are just going to auto-lose to the idol. The Snapdragon has a fighting chance just because of the ability to maybe use Dive whenever he uses his Sandstorm. Anyways, those are 3 good games, so especially that first one versus the Anomalous team. I cannot believe that Florendo team took him out. I did not expect that. I really underestimate the power of immolation with Black Claw, and then Aura of Gonk healing is pretty out of control. I mean, Darkness will deal with it, but yeah. 3 good games. Gonna call it for now, and I'll see y'all in the next one.